And have we got our guest here today? Has anyone seen Catherine?
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Catherine, how are you? There you are.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, why don't we get going? Is Melissa on the call yet?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Melissa, can you tell us how you know Catherine and how this came about? And then I'm happy to introduce her for you.
Sure. Actually, I met Catherine during the Buzz conference. We were doing some networking at 8 a.m. and didn't know much about the app. And then all of a sudden at Clubhouse after the Buzz conference, everybody was talking about real estate.love, Richard Silver, Christian Kroner, et cetera, other users of it. And it was just so interesting. And then another time at Clubhouse, I actually met Catherine one-on-one, and then we were just chit-chatting, and she was so great. I downloaded the app, she walked me through, and then it was just so good. The next day I came running, or even that night, I think I probably emailed Alex, like, you have to check this out. And then that's how it happened. So that's how we met, through the Buzz and through Clubhouse.
Great. Carolina, can you mute everybody, please, except for Catherine? And I. Great. So we had a Zoom call, I guess, about a week and a half ago, and what I was expecting to be a 10 or 15-minute call ended up running for well over an hour. And we saw all sorts of reasons why we wanted to jump in on this app early and present it to you guys before it really officially comes to market. And so I know Melissa really put the arm on Catherine and extended a chance for us to have a free trial on it if we are interested. But it really is a super duper engaging app for clients, customers, and it's everyone who uses it and shares it. It presents as being from you.
Please fasten driver seat belt.
Really extremely unique. So Catherine McIntosh from Real Estate.love, I'd like to introduce you. Carolina, if you could make her set her up for speaker view, that would be wonderful. And I give you the floor, Catherine. Welcome to Meadowtown.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's great to be here. I was excited about this. And also, I think, the goal here is to do a quick presentation, and don't worry if it kind of goes fast, because the real meaty part is you guys trying it out and asking questions and kind of getting it, right? Because we have the opportunity here to like really get in and experience it. So I'll just maybe start with my presentation and then address a couple people who already got the app, okay, which is great. And then anyone who didn't, how you can, and then how we can all just answer some questions together at the end. So let me see. I'll just see if I can share my screen. Yep. Oh, thank you, Melissa. That was perfect. Okay. So Melissa, when I share, it's not, let's see. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, share. Okay, now let me see. Oh, I've got so much stuff open. Okay, let me just, it's like a blooper. Okay, can you all see my screen? Oh my gosh, I guess you can't talk. Melissa?
Yes, we can see the screen.
You can see the screen. Yeah, Melissa, you know what? When I ask the audience, I guess I'll let you be the voice. Okay.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, great, thank you. So what is this? Oh, I've got to be able to. When it's raining cats and dogs, like when somebody comes to talk to you, Like every day, someone is trying to sell some costly tool to agents to make money from them, right? Like this is just another one of those. You're like, why am I here? What is this going to do? I totally get that. And so let me just move this out of the way. How you can identify ones that you might want to miss is when they're just cheap enough and they make you watch the demo, you get no trial, and then you've got to pay first. So basically for us, I'm just going to bring pricing up right away so that if anyone doesn't want to take the next hour and a half, they can just go. But basically, there's a free version forever. So no matter what you learn today, you can have this dynamic tool and it will never cost you anything. To have the agent version paid annually is $98 a month. And then there's this amazing Agent Ignite plan, which paid annually is $598 a month. And we don't even go to brokerages and talk about this or anything, but Meadowtown is so innovative. Like my conversation with Alex and Melissa was unbelievable. So basically what they want to offer everybody is anyone who does like this and want to sign up, you would get this whole Ignite version of $598 a month just for the paid agent version, which is pretty amazing. So, and you'd be the first people to ever have it.
Weird.
So, but what does this all mean? Okay. Now, what is this?
Sorry.
Oh, can you guys hear me? Yeah, okay. What is this image?
Chaos.
Exactly. Oh my God. With all the other services in your websites, this is what you're paying for. You are just chaos and very difficult to be found. So we make this disappear. You have one person, a trust relationship that starts immediately, and there's no other agents. There's no other real estate. You are the conduit and portal into a whole real estate experience. Here. So realestate.love is empowering agents through client love. We wanted to make a product that people would love, but unlike all the other kind of disruptive apps that are out there being funded by venture capital, we realize people are really going to succeed when they have a great agent. So we wanted to make a tool for agents. So the tool, a person cannot use realestate.love without an agent. So essentially, this is a gift from your agent to have a direct connection to everything real estate. So why does this matter? Okay, let's actually ask some questions. So it'd be great if you could actually, as I go through these next questions, ask yourself this, because when we get to the question and answer, I'd love to hear what you think. Let me see, yeah. Do your clients send you listings from other websites? So that screen I showed you of chaos, not only are you not being found, but everybody gets that. Everybody gets that walking down the street and Googling it is a really horrible experience. So perhaps some of you have heard about House Sigma or condos.ca or realtor.ca. And when your client sends you a listing from this site or is using it, the common element is you're absent. Do your clients visit your website? Probably yes, but do they never leave? Do they get there and then never leave? Do you get referred when your client shares a listing? Every time your client shares a listing? Can you drive by or walk down the street, see a property currently listed or recently sold, and learn the price or information about it in 1 second? Now, hopefully this is just going to play seamlessly, although it might. Okay, let's see. Oh my God, I really want to know how much that house is.
Let's check on the app.
Oh, is that it?
1.1.
It just popped up?
Yeah.
Amazing. Can you send that to Martha?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, when he sends that to Martha, I got to figure out how to get out of this and go back to Zoom.
I'm on screen. Okay. I'm on screen, so thanks.
Okay, I just have to figure out how to get back to my presentation. Sorry, you guys. So let's see. Okay, 1 second. I'm in Zoom. Go to my presentation. Peaks. Let's get rid of this for a second. I left the meeting. Did I leave the meeting? No. Am I in the meeting still? Yes.
Nope, you're still here.
I'm still here. Okay, that's good. I'm still here. I'm in Zoom. Okay, maybe I just need to escape this for a second. Okay, let me get my presentation up.
I'm sure if it's easier, Catherine, maybe you just want to share your phone and see how the app works. Would that be better?
Yeah, okay, I'm just, there we go. Oh my God, there we go. Sorry, you guys. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, so back to the other question that we were asking about getting referred each time you share a listing. Showing you this live will be really exciting, but when you're walking down the street, and so this idea of efficiency, you're walking down the street, you have the app, you tap Find Me, or you open it, and this listing just pops on the screen. Basically, you have the option to share it here by text or email or any way, and when you do, it shares your agent. So how does that work? So basically, this girl, Isla, finds a property she loves, and she has all these choices that she totally can relate to, like put it on Facebook, send an email, send a text. And here, when she taps share, that little circle on the second picture, and she chooses her friend Samir and just shares this house. So Samir doesn't need the app. He doesn't need anything special. He just basically needs a phone with an internet connection. So when she chooses to text Samir, he gets this listing sent to him in a text, and it comes from, we're going to use Alex as the example, because I think those of you who got the app got Alex, and so you started to get a sense of how it works. But if a person doesn't have the app, the agent shows up here, this red circle in the top here. And then this purple banner pops up so that if they want to just directly get the app and leave the website, because it's a more streamlined experience currently for iPhone, then they can do that. So basically, just by Isla sharing a listing now with a friend, this friend, Samir, gets the listing, gets the opportunity to use this app, and gets the agent that is Isla's agent. Okay, so on the left-hand side of my screen, now Samir and Isla both have the client version of Catherine's app, just using me as an example. And on the right side, I have the agent version of it where I could see my clients, I could make a private note, I could make a note for all my clients and do other various things, including logging into the MLS to book an appointment or reach the listing agent. So you can see here, this is so frustrating. Okay. The Zoom controls are over my presentation, but on this screen, you
Patrick,
can.
we didn't invite you because we wanted you to sell us. We invited you because your technology is awesome.
Oh,
and
amazing.
Just relax. And so we're all really, really happy to be so early in this coming to market. So don't feel that you can't be technical with us, because we can try and keep up. There's so many little awesome features in there, and just go for it.
Amazing, amazing. I get really excitable, as you can probably tell. So yeah, thanks for that, Alex. Take a deep breath. So on the screen here is the contact agent. Is when a client's using it, every time they go to contact an agent on a listing, they're getting one agent, their agent, the cooperating agent. And the agent version on the right here, it says agent to agent contact at the bottom of the screen in green. That's so you can always reach the listing agent immediately. Because when your clients like something, the first thing that you need to do is find out if it's still available and contact the listing agent, which isn't always possible. So let me see here. So there's them getting me on the left and me getting Tom, the listing agent, on the right. So this is just an example of a typical website. And if you go to anybody's typical website that's anywhere from $50 to $100, right? They all kind of look the same, and they kind of look like this. And on this one, you know, I noticed a lot of times they're broken or they don't work because they are more geared to a template not being worked on. And then if something breaks, it can take a while to fix. So there we go. So a lot of people say, like, how do you get the app? How does it get spread? How do things happen? This is using Alex as an example. So both Alex and Melissa, we signed them up in agent mode. And in my phone, I'm Alex's client. So as soon as we're done the presentation, I can show you examples of just how I as a client have it and have Alex. But basically, if I was to find something in my app, you know, just by going through properties and want to share it, like on the screen here, when I share a text in the far left at the top, you can see that this 145 Strawn Avenue is presented by Alex. So back to when I said, do your clients share listings with you from other apps? That's what we mean. It's not coming from you, and then they don't get this tool. So here are just all the kind of ways that you show up depending on how it's shared. And I noticed that of the people that signed up, 2 of you have Androids and the others of you have iPhones, I believe. And Alex has an Android, actually. So the thing is, at the top of the screen here, when you see this text come and then Alex's name in the top image there, that is just on the web. And it doesn't matter app, no app. It's just on the web. And in the next picture where it says search at the very top, that's where you could just start a search and all the properties would have Alex on them and you could search anywhere. If you go down to the bottom left, that's if a client was actually sharing Alex. Like, I have a great agent, I want to share their card. It comes with his picture and the app. If they just share the homepage, it kind of allows them to either get the app or search the web. And these two at the bottom here, where there's a map and a card view, I'll show you how that looks on Android, but basically you can switch between this idea of a card view and a map view to find the listings. And in the top left, where you see this text, if you didn't have the app and you clicked to see this listing or get the app, you get what's called onboarded. Like, if any of you have got an app, you get it, and the Toronto Real Estate Board, of course, makes you sign in. And so with the app, your account number is your phone number, so you don't ever have to remember a password or anything. It just sends you an SMS code. But on the right here, if you can see, you'll be using the app with Alex. You can see on this card, the easiest thing to do is just continue. But you can feel rest assured that when you're using this, agency is being respected. So if you didn't want to continue with Alex as a consumer, you could say not your agent. And there's not a big long list. You can't pick through a bunch of agents. It's not like a dating app where you can go through agents and pick the one you want. There's only the option to invite your agent, the one you already have. And if you don't have one and you tapped not your agent and it says, oh, actually, I don't have one, just continue, you get Alex anyway. And then if you are an agent, which 6 of you have done, I believe already, you would tap I'm an agent, you would sign up, and then you would actually be using the app in client mode. So I think a number of you have Alex as your agent. So this is what it looks like to just have the website if you came to it. So if you don't have a website, you can by getting the app, you already have kind of a website to go to. But if you have a website that's got blog and filled out and your brand and everything else, this could be shrunk down and just be a little image like, here's my website, and get the app is smaller. So, and then this is how it looks if you're just going to use it like a search tool and search on the left and see the listings on the right. This is just an example, this growth and decay chart of a regular website. Basically on the decay side starts with you going to it and then you never come back generally. And so we wanted something where an agent could say, hey, check out my website, and then you just stay on it forever and have this amazing experience. We did a proof of concept last year where we just said, we want to take an agent and say if they, with 0 paid ads and just shared it out. Think of it kind of like with coronavirus, it's so important, like that in a positive way though, like, where everyone you come in contact with, you want to have them not get coronavirus. With .love, it's like everyone who comes in contact with you gets the app potentially, So with 1 share on Facebook and starting in November 2019, we had 1 agent use the app, and over the course of a year, basically got these 4 deals from it. And what I loved about this text is people who sign up can choose how they're contacted. And somebody you don't know who signs up with you has the option to kind of be more private and say, I don't want to share my phone number or my email yet. And these people who started in private mode ended up actually being grateful for the app for having found the agent, which I thought was really a beautiful thing. So at the end of the proof of concept, the $98 a month turns into this $11.76 per year. This agent did 4 deals from it, which was a net commission minus the broker portion of $77,000. Which is a pretty good return on investment, because a lot of the time you're trying to decide, like, what do I spend my money on so I get a good return? So we were trying to make your return as high as possible. So getting started is like, you just get the app. A few of you have signed up already. You could just use it for free forever, or you could go to step 2, which is connecting to your MLS, whether it's TREB or Ontario Collective or other. And then you can share it. You just use it for free for 30 days without paying for anything or putting in a credit card or anything. And at the end of the 30 days, you just let us know what you want to do. And just the kind of 3 main points, which you're going to see, are this increased efficiency, extending your presence, which is how you saw Alex everywhere. And the maximization of prosperity is really coming from people sharing it and you growing your business. So we could go to questions, but this last slide we'll come back to at the end, which is for anyone who wants to get started in agent mode, we're just going to log into TREB. I'm going to have you follow me online. It goes to TREB and gets approved. And then we switch you to agent mode. And then after 30 days, you let us know how it's working for you.
Well, Catherine, I have a couple of questions. So I know when you showed the screen that you can actually see how somebody can view it as a map, and you can see the little houses or the little pins with the numbers, that the users are also able to see any sales as well, sold properties, etc. And you mentioned how it was a really quick, easy to do a quick CMA on the fly.
Yeah.
And it automatically gets linked to your MLS. So maybe you want to describe a little bit about that. And then my second question is, we have a question here in that chat that says, what if you are a team of 2 or more people? So if you can help us with those. Actually, there's lots of questions coming in, so we'll take a look at the chat.
Okay, this is great. Okay, So well, let's start with the CMA one, right? Because that's the thing. Maybe you show up somewhere and you're always wondering, what would this sell for? What would this go for? Especially if you just see a property and then you want to share that with your client. So let me see. I'm going to, can you guys see that if I hold up my phone like this? I'm going to just maybe dim it a little. Okay. So let's just say my app is closed, okay? Let's just say for a moment my app is closed and I'm walking down the street and I see a property. I can open my app. Now, this is the nearest house near me. How I know is I can tap Find Me, which is how to find where you are. But maybe one of you wants me to use an example near you. So I don't know, Melissa, if you want to give me a property address, because instead of finding me, I could also tap here and I could search anything. So
No, you can search anything that you have around you, and just wanted to tell everybody who is here on Zoom, if you want to see her screen bigger, just click on the right hand top corner and click on view and click on speaker view. So you'll see her phone really zoomed out or zoomed in.
Yeah. And if you choose pin, even when Melissa talks, my screen will stay here. So just a very quick brief thing. The top is these cards just pop in so I can very quickly see what I want. If you've tried other apps where it's like locate me, it's like a map and you got to kind of find where you are. So we made this card view. So the listings are almost like a stack of cards that you could just swipe through. Okay. So, you know, back to the one nearest me, this is the house nearest me. So now if I go to the map, I can see that that one is bigger. So I know where it is. And I say, yep, that's the one. I might tap this little pencil, okay? And then when I tap it, the screen turns a lavender color. So I can circle, like maybe here near the park and north of King and around here, I can take this kind of little shape that is going to give me a sense of not only that listing, but what else is around it. So if I go to the list view, I can see besides that one, which is always at the top because these views are synchronous, everything else around it in that shape. Now, maybe what I want to do is say, well, it's great, it's listed, but what is the sold price? Now, if I just tap sold, solid is on, not solid is off. So now if I go back, you can see it's figuring itself out there. It's going to give me all the solds in the last 2 years. But of course, we don't need that much, especially if we're on the fly, just checking it out. So one of the things that's great in the filter is this days back. Okay, let's just see, did something sell here 30 days back? Now I can tap done, or I can just swipe it down. So now I've got solds interspersed with the availables. And I guess I picked a pretty wide range because there's so many here, but I can always go back and check my shape to see which one. So like maybe I'll just make it a little bit smaller.
And then also, Catherine, you mentioned if somebody swipes right, it gives you a little love, and then you're going to be notified if your client liked a particular property, correct?
Exactly. So actually on any listing, so here you can see why are these top two have a star and a bell. The star is I like it, and the bell is because I like it, I want to get notified. Notified if it sells, if the price changes, you know, if something happens. So basically, if I tap the star, it assumes I probably also want to get alerted, which would happen down here in my alerts. So what Melissa's talking about is when you're in the card view and you're going through them quickly, oh no, wait, I love that one. Let me star it. Oh no. Now see, why does it stop and I only have these few? Because I've constrained my search, and in the list, I will only see these ones as well. So it's a way to narrow it down, because otherwise it's like a geographical radius and it just keeps going. So by narrowing your search and seeing now this listing that I have at the top, I've got 2 solds that I know happen in 30 days. I've got 2 available. So I have a pretty good idea in that small area what these are going for.
And Catherine, so obviously what you're showing us is what the public sees and what we see. So, and we'll go to the questions because there's lots coming in the chat. So my final question is how fast, so they're going to get notified if there's a price change or if it sells. So how quickly does it get information from the real estate board?
The minute somebody updates it in TREB, usually when it's not updated on our app, it's because the agent hasn't reported it in TREB. The minute we pull from TREB as much as we're allowed, if they let us do it every minute, if you're, for example, looking in the Ontario Collective, you could see a listing and say updated 5 seconds ago, updated 8 minutes ago. But if you're in TREB, it'll be 3-hour intervals. And so if we just missed it, the longest you'd have to wait is 6 hours. But it comes,
Sure.
it's usually
Great answer.
pretty good.
No, that's excellent. Okay, first question here is from Bryden. What if you're a team or 2 or more? In terms, I guess, of setup.
Yeah.
Bryden, feel free to unmute yourself in case there's more to it, but I'm guessing it's if maybe a team leader or somebody assisting, how does that work?
So I'd say there's probably going to be questions about how the app itself works, and then questions about how it works with a team or paying for it. If you're a team lead, then do your people under you pay a different price, or, you know, how can you work together? So because it's a bit early, I really appreciate that all of you are part of this. There's a couple things that aren't in the app yet that when they are, I don't know that there'll be another app like it that has anything like this, but this idea of a shared list. So right now I've got this kind of like little CMA here, and this might go kind of fast, but what I'm going to do is just select these listings. If I wanted to quickly make a list of these, I'm going to get to your team question. This is kind of how it's working here. So I right now have selected these ones I found. I thought, yeah, I want to do a CMA and I want to send it to my team lead because I'm working, you know, they're off going to go do a listing presentation, and I'm on the ground here and want to do a quick CMA and share it with them. So I might say, you know, Queen West.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a specific form that the tenant is going to sign, saying that they are voluntarily giving us notice that they're leaving.
Caroline, if you can mute them. Okay, thanks.
There we go. So I got a little thing added to list. That's so I can keep doing stuff, but I could have tapped that to go to my list right away, but I can go down here to my list. And actually, when I was swiping those ones that got a star, they go in this big likes list that's always at the top of your lists. And you always know where you are because it's purple. Like if I'm here, it turns purple. If I'm here, it's purple. So that CMA Queen West that I just made, I can click it like this, and I can easily rename it, share it, or delete it. So maybe I want to share it with my team, and I can now send that. And again, if I'm Alex, you know, it's going to come and say, well, this one says my list, but when they open it up, it would be from Alex because I'm using it right now as a client of Alex's. So I'm sharing a list right here, but what is about to come in my list is a little part at the top that would say everyone you've invited to that list. So a client and their partner, you as an agent, maybe you're going away for holiday for a week and you want to give it to another agent just in the time you're away. You could add that agent to your lists and make lists together. So it's a way to work together in a very flexible way. Maybe you're part of a team and you leave the team, you know. So it's ultimately flexible. And then if a team and team members wanted to kind of work out their own internal referral system, if you were going to refer to each other, you could use the app in that regard. And then in terms of payment, currently, we just have every individual as their own app and their own price. It's actually the same as, you know, there's a lot of kind of companies that come to brokerages, and then if they get everybody signed on, there's a bulk discount and stuff. We would rather give kind of preferential treatment in terms of the Ignite package. And one thing about our app is that to provide a quality product, it's just the same price for everyone, which is really great because it kind of becomes a meritocracy in the sense that, you know how on Zillow you could pay $50 or you could pay $2,500. But as a consumer, if you're getting someone who pays to show up, like how is that really fair? So basically, it's kind of a tool that rewards being great, being a great agent, using it, being active with your clients, and then you
Got
can
it.
make the most of it. In fact, if
And
you,
what I also do like, it respects the agency. And just due to timing, I'm just going to go through some other
Yeah.
questions. Amy talked about what boards is being used to update the info. I know you mentioned, you know, TREB. You mentioned
okay,
Ontario. Yeah.
so TREB works smoothly and amazingly. TREB is great here. I can even as an agent, if I tapped on one of these listings, one of my choices on any listing, whenever you see these three dots, that's a bad example because it's so dark, but whenever you tap the three dots, you can always find out more to do. And if I was in my agent version, like Alex would be, he could actually log into TREB and then book a showing or do something like that. So that kind of MLS connected account allows you to do so much more. But our beta version is coming out mid-March into this production app. So if you're with TREB, you know, you could log into TREB and see this. But let's say, I'm just going to jump out and show you the beta, okay? Let's say you're with TREB, but you've got somebody in your brokerage who's part of the Ontario Collective, okay? Let's say that I'm going to go to the map and I want to find, I'm going to go Parry Sound. That's definitely not part of TREB. Now I'm going to, you know, take this area here and I've got solds on and I'm going to do my quick CMA and I'm going to see what's sold and I'm going to get updates. And in this case, I'm going to get an update. If that updated sold 8 minutes ago, I'm getting it in 8 minutes.
Got it. Now there's also a question here. I know you talked right now, it's more of an iOS only for a full version. I'm guessing you're working on an Android version, but you did mention something about the app obviously being accessible via a website. She just had a question.
What
She
I'll
missed
do
that
is
part.
I'll just share. So like I can share in many different ways, but what I'm going to do is copy it and open it in Google. So you can see like as if I had an Android phone. I'll just go Google. And I'm just going to paste it. Oh, sorry, I went to Google Maps. Let me go to Chrome.
So as you're doing that, I'm just going to talk through. So Bilal, she already answered the questions regarding TREB and the other real estate board. Jeff Bork has a question. Can you further search any type, price, range, style? For sure, price range, I did see that. Style and type of property?
Style's not in, but attachment type is. So detached, semi-detached, home, condo. I'll just show you actually.
Sure.
Here we are. So in the filter, so whenever you're looking at properties on the map card or list view, you can just go to the filter here.
Mm-hmm.
It comes up half mast. That's partly so that as you change things, it's fun to see what's changing and that something's happening, but you can always just pull it up. You want to make sure, how I looked 10 days back though, that you always reset your filter if you can't find something. But in here, this is where I have freehold, detached, semi-detached. Because you are the agent and you can log into the MLS and you have it at your fingertips, we wanted to make the most amazing thing happen first, which is be a client connector. You know, like you getting referred when your client shares it with another person is pretty dynamic, and searching whether it's a 2-story or 3-story is definitely coming, but we kind of chose by magnitude of value and importance what would come in first. Although one of the ones we're adding, because it's high value outside of urban centers, is waterfront, yes, no. So
Okay, that's perfect.
And by the way, that's an example of someone having a pain point. If you don't have waterfront, yes, no, I can't use this. Great. It's going to be in, you know, like we want feedback. You go to look for a listing, you can't find it. I guarantee there's something wrong with it, the way it came from the board, the way it was input. We will get on it and fix it. You have a problem, talk loudly, respond to us 24/7, and we will hear you.
Okay, perfect. Here's another question from Jeff. And I know, Amy, you have another question, so I'll get to that one because that one is a very good question regarding the differences between packages. So Jeff mentions, what if the listing is on both boards? Would you get the update quicker opposed to, he mentioned about 3 to 6 hours, but you did say it's however the board allows you to extract. So some boards are faster than others, but what if, again, that property is on 2 boards? How does that, which board is it actually on your app?
Properties, okay, so this is, okay. I'm actually been part of a committee in the United States for 1.5 years that's making what's called a unique property identifier, which will solve the problem of duplicate listings, because the real answer is it should never be listed twice. It should be listed in one place where it has the most best information. So we bias our system to try and show you the best information, but unfortunately, basically you might see duplicated listings. So you might get both. So then in that case, you'd actually get both. One property in Hamilton was coming up twice, and it actually had 2 different prices because the agent had changed it in one system and it hadn't been updated in the realtor.ca feed. And
Got it. Yeah.
so there are a few little annoyances like that, but anyone on Android, I'm doing the same kind of lavender search thing here with going to my filter and saying sold and saying apply. And then I'm going to get the results here. And unfortunately, I picked a huge region. And so it's like getting 2 years of solds from this huge 2 years of so much data. But if I went here, and this is kind of like the iPhone version for now, but we've been working on the Android version since November 9th. And we expect the beta version to be out mid-March.
Oh, okay.
And
Perfect.
any one part of Meadowtown's total amazingness is welcome to be part of any new features we have, any new beta products, get the Android early, and to be able to tell your clients that, you know, hey, we have a direct line to the makers of this, and we'd love to get you in the beta version to try it on Android or here, like on the web. This is where I'm just toggling back and forth between map and card, hitting the pencil, searching here, saying find me. If I tap find me on the web, it's actually finding me because I've done it before, but for you, it might say allow my location, and that's just
That's
a
right.
web thing.
Phone setting, which actually that answered Nita's question regarding timeline for Android. That's great. Brad, let's see what he says. How large an area does the system cover? I'm looking in Collingwood and I see listings coming up. Are these only TREB listings?
Okay, so let's do that. Collingwood, they're only TREB listings. Yeah, Collingwood. So let me show you something here. That's a great example. Thank you for the question. I don't even know the address that he might be thinking about, but when I just start putting Collingwood, now if I had an exact number in Collingwood, it would come up if it finds it. So you'll see when you do a search, it's trying to tell you, give you a sense of what it's finding. So when it says properties, if it comes under there, it's finding an exact listing that it matches. If it says near, it's just going to the area and it'll bring up listings around it, but it hasn't found an exact match. So here we'll just go.
Got it. If not, we'll try doing that map. Oh, it's okay. We'll do that. Brad just mentioned he just went to the map. Yeah, so I guess you can just zoom out and just see all of Collingwood. And
now what I'll do is, for example, if I show you the beta version, so if you are a person that it works in an area that has a lot of listings outside of TREB, if I go to Collingwood in this app, which I'll just go to the area, you're immediately going to see a ton more solds.
got it.
Yeah. There's
But I guess that really answered Brad's question. He wanted to know if these were TREB listings. So you said for sure TREB
Yes.
listings.
Yes,
Okay, great. Now, Amy has a great question, which you may want to share your screen. She wants to know what are the specific upgrades in the Ignite version versus the Agent version? Because I know you mentioned that for special Meadowtowners, we're going to get the full version of Ignite as the previous one, which was called, I forget what it was called. Where is it? The Agent version, I guess, right?
It's the Agent version. Yeah.
So maybe share a screen and then you can see what perks we get.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me just move this. So actually, anyone who types in, I don't know what's on my presentation. There we go. Anyone who types in agent.love will get to this website. Here it is, agent.love. Maybe you could even put that in the chat, Melissa. And it's on that sheet we sent out, but let me see here. Yeah, okay, let's see. So it gives you a little bit about it. That's the video you saw about finding it quickly. And right down here, this video here actually explains agent mode versus client mode a little bit more, for those people who want to go back and check it out later. But what's great about this is, thank you for that question. Actually, this is so great because it's not a magic tool. And if you share it, it'll just die if nobody uses it and you don't use it. Like if you, as an agent, you don't even need to use it yourself necessarily, because as people get it, if they use it, it's going to have that energy to carry on. But if you get it and you don't share it with people, or you don't do anything, or your own clients aren't sharing it, it's not a magic tool. It's like a hammer. It hits the nail when you pick it up and hammer it. So what's great about that Agent Ignite is basically anytime you want, just text us, which is in the app, the 3 little dots, you know, and you go to help, let's see, contact us. You can, that's this number on this phone right here, and it either comes to me or one of the people on our team for your question. And anytime you want to book training, you can get one-on-one training to see, even for your business, how to elevate it. Because there was a person who was an agent who wanted to get to the millennials in King West and didn't know any of them personally. So he needed like a snazzy video that he could post on Facebook that would get people excited. But another agent in the Kingsway is a door knocker. She has a relationship with her neighborhood. Like, she wanted to do a little note and then go and put her QR code and say, I have this gift for you. You can check out the neighborhood. And it was very personal. And so this next personalized asset creation, we're happy to help you with that. Even if it's to create a training video or a little how-to video that then you can share, or if we even do like a me and you Zoom call and record it like this, that then you share with your clients. For some of the questions, because it's new and we're always serving agents, like if a bunch of leads came into the system, our only promise is that we never make money from them. We'd want to give them to agents. So paying agents in the system, if people do start coming in an unattached way, where they get the default person, which just for the moment comes to me, us, and then I always try to figure out who they're attached to, but it happens very rarely, because there are basically 3 lines of fire to make sure you're connected to someone. But in the end, if we had to figure out, we would come to you and say, hey, if people come in the system, how should they get shared? So
sure, and I have a final question, and leaving some time in case anybody has some final questions for Catherine. I remember you mentioning, or maybe I was hearing somebody using your app, the power of it. So let's just say I'm sending a listing or something of interest to a client or a friend. So then they get, you know, the link, which they can see it, you know, whichever method they see it. But they, you know, obviously I'll say listed by, you know, company X, but my picture and my contact details will be big. But if they want to share it now to their spouse or somebody else, they will send that link and I get your information. So I guess one of the powers of this powerful, I guess, aspect or feature of this app is that your name and contact will just go, it's almost like LinkedIn, like so many degrees of separation, and your information will be there. Correct?
Exactly. So I could just say yes, and you could believe me, or we could take this Collingwood listing that we have up here from the question that was asked before, open it and say, hey, Bob, this listing just sold down the street from you, check it out. And I could just share it by tapping share and sharing it in whatever way I want. But let's say that we're on a call like this, because everyone's on Zoom calls all the time now. Oh, it's got the sale history too, which is really lovely. And
I love the QR code, because the QR codes are back.
They are back. They were so out. They were so out, and then COVID brought them back. It's the COVID Bible. But here, if anybody on the call just wanted to open their camera on their phone.
Totally doing it.
And then, okay, I gotta hold it straight.
Oh yeah.
And then you don't take a picture. You basically let it just kind of focus, and you'll know you've got it when a little thing floats up at the top of your phone. Let me know if anyone needs more time.
Okay, I'm trying, but
I saw Jody
getting-
try. Did you succeed, Jody?
it's almost there. Oh, I got it.
No.
It's there. I'm getting you. I'm getting Duncan. Duncan, you're right below her. I'm getting you. It's trying to recognize Duncan's face. It's okay. But
Okay.
oh, it did it.
It
Almost.
did it?
You know what? There's just so many faces. Maybe it's because I don't have you in speaker view. Maybe that's why, but no worries.
Oh,
With the gallery view, I'm getting everybody's face.
oh yeah. It doesn't work in gallery view. You got to make
Yeah.
me big. Did anyone successfully get it?
Almost.
Which did.
Oh, I got it. I got it. Finally, I did you on speaker view. There it is.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is Melissa got it. And if she goes to contact agent, she's going to see Melissa
Yeah, there I am.
because it's her app. And if her clients found this listing, if Melissa's clients found this listing that Alex put on Facebook and Melissa's client got it the way Melissa just got it, they'll get it from Facebook that Alex posted, but with Melissa. It respects agency that smart. So you could get someone else's advertisement, but it'll always show up with your clients will always get you in your own app because before it shows it, it says, does this person already have an agent in .love? And if so, they only show it with you.
And that's a reminder for all realtors, please update your profile on your real estate boards, update your information, update those pictures up to date. And just wanted to end off, Catherine, again, the Meadowtown offer would be that we get the agent version with all the perks of the Ignite, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually that, because you have an amazing leadership team and we want to test this out and you guys are the first ones, we'd like to give Alex and Melissa the app to use, to share, to get out and test it out. So you guys will have like your own management version, and as clients roll in, you could give them to other people or whatever you want to do.
I'll have to go get an iPhone burner phone or something to use for that. So we expect beta to come out in March for the Android users.
Yeah, and I don't want to set expectations too high because, like anything, like when we first developed our app a year ago, you know, the most exciting thing you could do was, you know, find me in front of a listing, which I still think is the most exciting thing, and see it come up. Like, have you ever been in that situation where you walk up to a door with your clients and there's a house that's sold 2 doors down, and you're like, oh, I know that's not on my list. And it's because it doesn't have parking or the price wasn't right or it's an unfinished basement. But to be able to just be walking up to the door, go like this, have your solds on and find it immediately and go, oh yeah, it didn't have, no parking, no finished basement. Yeah, half the lot size. You can speak to it almost instantly as an agent.
So people who are able to download the app and start using it, if they try some social media ads and sharing with clients, things like that, that would be really the 2 best ways to test it, wouldn't it, right now, just to see how they feel with it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I would say like anyone who loves Gary Vaynerchuk, you want to just go small and deep. Like, it's not like I'm going to get this thing and then send it out to 2,500 people and then go off on my business. It's like, send it to one person, see what they think, send it to another person, try different ways. Like when I sent the flyer, you can always go back to that flyer that I sent Alex and Melissa, because I said, what you'll notice about the flyer is it really doesn't say realestate.love anywhere. And you want to say, get this app I'm trying, and not say the name, because you want them to click something once. And that sets that little token that it's Bryden.
Right.
You know, that sets the token that it's that agent. So even if, for all the people who got Alex, if you just went and opened a new website on your phone and typed realestate.love, you'd get Alex.
So that answers Jeff's question in the chat. Can a consumer have more than one agent through the app?
No, but from an innovative point of view, we're doing something that's really cutting edge that we want to get, the agents that are first on the platform are going to be the first to kind of try it out. But like, let's say that you have a client in Vancouver, right? So if I all of a sudden go Vancouver, now I have listings in Vancouver. So in the real world, you're an agent here, you call a couple agents in Vancouver, you get on the phone, you're like, can you send some stuff to my clients? Okay, I'm going to send you a referral. Our idea is that when you want to see the sold data in Vancouver, when you get to that legal agreement with the MLS, it would be like, Sandra has an expert network agent in Vancouver. Would you like to continue and agree to the vow terms? And you just say, yep, I would. And then Sandra and her client can get into Vancouver and start seeing some things. And then if her client ends up moving to Vancouver, there's already this digital trace of you two having worked together. And initially it might just be the Vancouver agent, the Toronto agent. But if you want to later determine, like, Sandra knows Joe in Vancouver and let us know, then we would connect you and you would slowly grow your referral base so that any clients looking in New York would get Nikki with Engel, whoever. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of layers to this. In the interest of time, what we're going to do is we're going to share your QR code, number one. In a follow-up from this, we're going to share all your contact information. And I think for someone who's has more questions, they can contact you anytime. Is that?
Anytime. We love questions. If you have problems, we want to hear them. If you like it, great. But if you have problems, we are more excited to hear that. And if you get the app, whether you're in Android or Apple, basically when you find contact us, like in the Apple version, if you always go to your Me tab, that's your profile and everything. And these 3 dots at the top, right there, you can just get contact us. And whatever your preference is, I personally respond fastest to texts. And so you can always just text this number or call or email, and we'll get back to you right away. And can I share something? Because this just came in this morning and I was so excited. Like, I do like bad news more because I can fix things then. But I got this from an agent sent to me this morning. Can I play it for you?
Sure, go.
Hey, Catherine, just a quick note to say thank you so much for letting me be part of realestate.love since the beginning. When I was one of your beta testers, I had no idea the potential of this app and how easy it makes my life and how easy it makes life for my clients as well. When I can add so much value to their experience, it's a beautiful thing. So thanks for letting me be part of it. And, one funny thing, I saw somebody ran cross paths with somebody going to a showing, and they're running around with a little clipboard with papers flying everywhere. And I just kind of laughed to myself and thought, should I tell them about this? I probably should, but for now, it's giving me an edge that I kind of love. Anyway, I hope you're well, and I hope we touch base soon, and take care of yourself.
Oh, she was so nice. That was so nice of her. She just was so overjoyed with how well it's working for her, because she's experienced it from the beginning, get better and better and better.
Well, that's brilliant. Catherine, thank you very much. Guys, we are very, very, very early in this, and we had to twist Catherine's arm to get her in front of our group and let us start playing with it before it's really, really even come to market. So thank you very much. And you're going to keep us up to date with what's going on, and we'll keep everybody who was here up to date too.
Yes.
So we're just going to, as fast as we can, download your app and try and aggregate most of the GTA before you launch. That's
okay, great. And if any of you feel like getting together as a group to kind of like sign up in agent mode together all at once, that would be massively efficient. And because my experience with Melissa and Alex is just so amazing, any one of you just tell me you're with Meadowtown and you'll get first service.
One final question, Brad. It can be downloaded in an iPad version?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
cool on the iPad. It's for like 75-year-olds and 4-year-olds.
Okay.
Agent listing presentations.
or somewhere in between, right, Brad?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Catherine. And I guess everybody at Meadowtown will follow up with an email, again, with codes, etc. I'm sure there's other questions. Feel free to reach out to Catherine, but we'll
Okay.
share all information. Oh, yeah.
Just quick. I have a shortcut to dark mode, but as far as I know, we're the only real estate app for dark mode. So it's
Oh,
really cool in dark mode, like your partner's asleep and you're sitting there just doing the real estate addiction problem.
On our demo, someone said it was Tinder for real estate. I didn't get.
I know it's kind of funny that way. That it's a little bit funny that way. That's actually because when I was like 4 years ago sitting with a girlfriend of mine and saw her swipe through guys, I grabbed the phone and I was like, I just saw houses and I was like, wow. And she's like, don't, they're real people. And I thought this would be such a great way for people to easily say, yeah. But it's best to just go up and down without indicating like or not, so that the likes just go in your like list.
Catherine, thank you again.
Okay, thank you.
See you again soon.
Have a great weekend.
bye. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Bye.